Hey, first grade. I'm back today to talk with you a little bit about phonics and about how letters work. And I want you to think for just a moment about your name. Shouldn't be very hard, right? Everybody knows their name. So I want you to think your name in your head. And then I want you to whisper your name really quietly. I think I can hear you. Do it even quieter. All right, now I want you to shout your name. Oh, that was really loud. Excellent. I want you to think about what makes your name special. Right? Names are one of the most important words that we know. One of the most important words that we use are each other's names. Do you know what your name means? Or why your parents chose your name? So I know my name is Jill. That's my first name, kind of my grown-up name that grown-ups call me. And my parents picked the name Jill because they didn't like nicknames. They wanted me to have a short name so that I wouldn't have a nickname. And I also know that the name Jill means sweetheart. Now, there are some people who know me who might think that that is not the most fitting name, but that is what it means. It means that I'm a sweetheart. So I want you to think for a second about your name. Do you know why your parents gave you your name? Do you know what your name means? Interesting. Well, if you get a chance today, make sure you ask if anyone knows why you have your name and what your name means. So, do you know when people get married, a lot of times they throw confetti at the married couple as they come out of the church or the building that they got married in, they'll throw confetti and confetti kind of rains down everywhere. I want you to shout your name like confetti. I'm going to teach you how to do that. So I'm going to use my name. I'm going to say, Jill, and then it rains down like confetti. Now you do it. There's confetti everywhere. Name confetti. Excellent. So I want to ask you if you remember from kindergarten a little friend named Mabel. Did you guys have a friend named Mabel in kindergarten? I know you did. And so now I have a first grade friend for you. And his name is Rashid. Can you say hello, Rashid? Yeah? So Rashid is going to help us a lot this year with our word study and with our letter study. And one of the things that Rashid really is super, super proud of is his name. Right, Rashid? Yeah? Super proud of your name? He is so super proud of his name. And so he's here today to teach us a little bit about studying names. So I want to show you what Rashid's name looks like. There we go. Sorry about that. I had a little camera trouble. This is Rashid's name. Okay? He has a great name, doesn't he? Rashid. Try to say that in a whisper voice. Rashid. Now say it in a mouse voice. Rashid. Now shout it. Rashid. We're going to use Rashid's name to study names in general. Your names, your friends' names, your parents' names. So we're going to take a look real quick at a chart to help us understand how to study a name. And lucky for us, here's Rashid's name right here for us to be able to be reminded of that name that we're practicing with today. And so the first step in studying a name is to read it. So I'm going to hold that up again. Rashid. We read it together. Excellent. The next thing that we do when we study a name is we clap the syllables. So let's say Rashid together. Rashid. Rashid. 2 syllables. Now we're going to stomp the name Rashid. Rashid. Very good. 2 syllables. And now we're going to snap his name. Rashid. 2 syllables. Great. And so the next thing we're going to do is name the letters in his name. Let's see if we can do this together. R, A, S, H, E, Rashid. And now we're going to study it closely. Do you notice anything interesting about Rashid's name? I see lots of things that are interesting about Rashid's name. Here's one thing that I find most interesting. Rashid has 2 E's. He has some letter twins right there in his name. 2 E's together. Isn't that interesting? I think it is. And now we're going to also look at the sounds in his name and see if they help us think of other things. So his name begins with the letter R. What sound does letter R make? That's right. It makes the R sound. And so that makes me think of rainbows. Maybe not the best drawing ever, but there's a rainbow. Okay, how about this sh sound in the middle of Rashid's name? Shh. That kind of reminds me of the word sheep. So I can use that SH sound in Rashid's name to make the word sheep. What about the last letter in Rashid's name? That letter D. D. That can help me with words like donkey or dog. Okay? And then the last thing that we're going to do when we look at a name is notice the vowels. Okay? So in Rashid's name, he has a short A. It makes the A sound. Rashid. How many of you remember getting your vowel power when you were in kindergarten? You're really going to use that today when we study names. And then the last thing we're going to do is notice the blends and digraphs. I'm not sure, because of the pandemic last year, if you guys made it to blends and digraphs, but we're going to learn a ton about blends and digraphs this year. And he has one in his name, the sh sound. Okay? So now we are going to flip back and we're going to study a different name. I accidentally partially erased that while I was showing you Rashid's name, so give me just a second to fix it. Perfect. All right, so the name we're going to study now is this name, Jonathan. I don't know if any of you have the name Jonathan in all of these first grade classes. I don't have a Jonathan in my room, but this is a great name for us to study. So let's pull up that chart together and let's study Jonathan's name. Okay? So the first thing we have to do is read it. So let's read it together. Jonathan. The next thing we're going to do is clap the cymbals. John-a-thin. Now we're going to stomp them with our feet. John-a-thin. And now we're going to snap them. John-a-thin. Perfect. He has 3 syllables in his name. Now our next step is to name the letters in his name. J-O-N-A-T-H-A-N. Jonathan. Now we're going to study his name closely. What do you notice in his name? Well, I notice he has a capital J in Jonathan. And that's just like in my name. I have a capital J at the beginning of Joe. And he has an N at the end of his name. That's some really good noticing. So let's use some of the sounds that we see in Jonathan's name. For the letter J, what sound do we hear? We hear J. That could help us write the word jump. What about that ending sound in his name? Jonathan. That might help us write the word nice. Okay, what else do you notice? I notice in Jonathan's name, he has a word. Do you see what word he has hiding in his name? Yeah, he has the word on. Do you have a word in your name? All right, let's take a look next at the vowels in Jonathan's name. We're going to make sure to use our short vowel power. In Jonathan, he has an O, an A, and another A. What sound does that O make? That short sound is ah, Jonathan. And then we have two A's that make the ah sound. Excellent. And the last thing we're going to do is look at blends and digraphs, and look what Jonathan has right here. He has a TH in his name. What does that blend help you to write? Or I'm sorry, that digraph help you to write? Words like, sorry, that's not the best handwriting ever. Mrs. Arbinian's looking like a first grader with her handwriting. It's hard to do this and show you at the same time. It's the word the. The word the is just like in the name Jonathan. So today, during your independent work time, you are going to practice studying your name and maybe the names of some of the people in your family. And you're also going to listen to a story about names. Have a great day.